You are welcome to the Module 3 of the book, Nigerian Peoples and Culture. In the first two modules, we answered 226 questions. If you have not watched, the link is at the description below. In this module, we will be answering an additional 93 questions. This material is from National Open University of Nigeria. My name is Dan Asukwo, your instructor. Are you writing any of the GST soon? If so, let us know on the comment section so that we can help you out. If you are a noun student or from any other universities, this will be very useful for you. Please do well to share it with others as well as on your study groups. If this is your first time of coming across our videos, why not do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share for others too to benefit? 227. Why is the relationship between education and development emphasized in the material? Answer. Between education is to a nation what the mind is to the body. 228. What was the role of education in ancient Greece? Answer. As a standard bearer and a blender of minds, behavior, and cherished values, shaping the social order based on the philosophies of great educationists like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. 229. How did education evolve from ancient Greece to the modern world according to Onov Baidedo, 1995? Answer. To Onov Baidedo, 1995, the journey of reason and Western learning evolved through the classical to the modern world, experiencing challenges and rebirths, including the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods. 230. Describe Nigerian education in pre-colonial times. Answer. It was informal, non-literate, and not specialized. It contradicted the ideal of education as it did not foster personal autonomy, responsibility, and a mastery of relevant forms of life. 231. Answer. What changes occurred in Nigerian education after independence? Answer. After independence, the functional inadequacies of education became apparent, prompting the need for an educational system aligned with the nation's development needs, considering the complexity of the newly formed government. 232. What was the significance of the 1969 National Conference on Education in Nigeria? Answer. The 1969 National Conference aimed to set new policies for education in Nigeria. It involved representatives from various interest groups, and its findings became the cornerstone for the formulation of the 1977 National Policy on Education. 233. How did the 1977 National Policy on Education impact Nigeria's educational system? Answer. The policy led to a significant expansion of the educational system in terms of the number and variety of institutions as reflected in the enrollment statistics provided by Emoji, 1999. 234. Is the Nigerian education system considered a failure? Answer. The answer is not fixed. Scholars present both yes and no perspectives, discussing the successes and failures of the educational system. 235. What were the achievements of the Universal Basic Education Program, UBE, introduced in 1976? UBE increased the number of schools and enrollment, with primary school enrollment reaching about 17 million by December 1996. However, enrollment and transition rates from primary to secondary schools remained low. 236. What was the aim of the 6334 system adopted in 1981 for tertiary education? Answer. The aim was to train Nigerians for leadership in industrial and technological advancement, leading to the establishment of more federal universities and universities of technology. 237. According to scholars advocating the yes answer, what are the reasons for the failure of the Nigerian education system? Answer. They cite persistent cultural conflicts between foreign and African traditions and the Nigerian factor, where educational facilities were established for monetary gain, resulting in graduates lacking knowledge. 238. What policies does the material suggest for the way forward in Nigerian education? Answer. The suggested policies include private schools regaining autonomy, government-owned schools being privatized, government focusing on policymaking, maintaining standards, and conducting an inventory of schools. 239. How does the material propose to address the cultural conflicts affecting the Nigerian education system? Answer. By ensuring that the educated Nigerian fully assimilates both foreign intellectual traditions and African traditions to avoid moral and intellectual confusion. 240. How does the material suggest addressing the Nigerian factor in education? Answer. It recommends ensuring that educational facilities are established with genuine intentions rather than for monetary gain, preventing the production of graduates with certificates but lacking knowledge. 241. What are some basic tenets of the 1969 National Conference on Education's findings and decisions? Answer. The conference aimed to inculcate the right values and attitudes, train the mind in understanding the world, and acquire appropriate skills for individuals to contribute to the development of society. 242. What is the significance of the 1981 adoption of the 6334 system in tertiary education? Answer. To train Nigerians for leadership in industrial and technological advancement, leading to an improvement in tertiary education with increased federal universities and universities of technology. 243. How does the material propose to measure and maintain school standards in Nigeria? Answer. It suggests that government policies must ensure the maintenance of well-known paradigms for measuring school standards to prevent a decline in the quality of education. 244. How does the material recommend addressing the low enrollment and transition rates from primary to secondary schools? Answer. It recommends addressing the issue by evaluating and possibly improving the transition rates to ensure a more effective educational system. 245. What are some policies proposed for the Nigerian education system to pursue in the future? Answer. It include regaining autonomy for private schools, privatizing government-owned schools, government focusing on policymaking, maintaining standards, and conducting a clean inventory of existing schools. 246. How would you describe Nigeria's economic status before independence? Answer. Before independence, Nigeria was a powerful economic nation with abundant land, arable soil, and a strong presence in agriculture, contributing over 50% to the gross domestic product, GDP. 247. What were some key agricultural products in Nigeria's pre-independence era? Answer. Products such as cedar, iroko, walnut, cocoa, rubber, palm produce, kola nut, yam, cassava, maize, and citrus, among others. 248. What was the significance of Nigeria's huge population in the pre-independence era? Answer. It immense importance to the economy, and it continued to increase astronomically, reaching 140 million by 2006, contributing to the country's economic dynamics. 249. In the 1960s, which sector was the leading contributor to Nigeria's GDP? Answer. It was agriculture, with over 75% of the workforce and contributing significantly to Nigeria's GDP. 250. What factors led to Nigeria enjoying the tag of a middle-income country before 1980? Answer. Before 1980, Nigeria enjoyed the tag of a middle-income country due to the dominance of agriculture, which contributed to a balanced economy. 251. How did the economic situation change in Nigeria from 1980 to the present date? Answer. Nigeria experienced a drop in gross national product, GNP per capita, coupled with deteriorating social services, high inflation, declining productivity, and high rates of unemployment. 252. What are the 18 activity sectors of the Nigerian economy mentioned in the material? Answer. The 18 activity sectors of the Nigerian economy include agriculture, livestock, forestry, fishing, crude petroleum, mining and quarrying, manufacturing, utilities, building and construction, transport, communication, wholesale and retail trade, hotels and restaurants, finance and insurance, real estate and business service, housing, producers of government services, and community, social, and personal services. 253. What challenges has Nigeria faced in terms of economic self-reliance? Answer. Challenges such as economic underdevelopment, overdependence on oil, low-capacity utilization, debt problems, inflation, balance of payments crisis, and a reliance on imported inputs. 254. According to the material, is Nigeria economically self-reliant? Answer. No. Nigeria is not economically self-reliant due to various economic indicators being on the negative side, including overdependence on oil and other imports. 255. What are the major problems facing the Nigerian economy today? Answer. These include slow growth of the industrial sector, high and growing rates of unemployment, slow growth of the agricultural sector, and a high internal and external debt burden. 256. How did the Nigerian economy change from being self-sufficient in food production in 1970 to the present situation? Answer. The shift in focus to oil production resulted in a complex situation where almost all non-oil sectors stagnated, leading to the current economic challenges. 257. What solutions have been proposed to address the problems of the Nigerian economy? Answer. It includes policies like Operation Feed the Nation, OFN, and the Green Revolution, as well as fiscal and monetary measures and the introduction of the Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, in 1986. 258. What were the objectives of the Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, introduced in 1986? Answer. The objectives of SAP were to restructure and diversify the productive base of the economy, reduce dependence on the oil sector and imports, achieve fiscal balance, ensure balance of payments viability, and lay the basis for sustainable and non-inflationary growth. 259. What was the aim of General Sani Abacha's 2010 vision? Answer. It was to embrace and institutionalize a culture of long-term planning in Nigeria. 260. Why is policy implementation considered a challenge for the Nigerian economy? Answer. The Nigeria's Achilles heel is not the lack of policy designs, but rather their implementation. Discontinuity in policy making is a serious blow to the economy. 261. How can a country be considered self-reliant? Answer. When it depends largely on its human and material resources for basic needs, reduces dependence on outsiders, actively uses trade policies, and maintains domestic prices higher than they would be without self-reliance strategies. 262. What are the key aspects of the Nigerian economy that need to be sustained for self-reliance? Answer. These include agriculture, capital, technology, energy, and industrialization. 263. What were some of the fiscal policy objectives set by various administrations in Nigeria? Answer. Reducing price inflation, protecting local industries, providing incentives for increased agricultural and industrial production, expanding agriculture and industry, and encouraging local production of import-substituting goods. 264. How did religion influence traditional African society? Answer. Religion permeated the superstructure and basis of traditional African society, providing the framework for laws, customs, and social power. 265. In what way did traditional African religions contribute to nation building? Answer. It contributed to the unity and stability of societies, playing a positive role in the development of nations. 266. What was the significance of lesser gods or goddesses in traditional African societies? Answer. Lesser gods acted as intermediaries between the Almighty God and mankind, with priests, prophets, and diviners communicating messages between the people and the divine. 267. How did ancestor worship function in traditional African societies? Answer. Ancestor worship was common, with ancestors regarded as living, playing a major role in family matters, and contributing to the society's well-being. 268. How did traditional African societies handle issues related to marriage and divorce? Answer. Marriages in traditional African societies were contracted with fear and respect for ancestors and gods, contributing to stability and reducing divorce rates. 269. What was the role of secret societies in traditional African societies? Answer. Secret societies such as the Ogboni, Oro, Ekpe, and others were powerful in regulating morality and conduct, contributing to social stability. 270. How did religion impact the economic development of pre-colonial Nigeria? Answer. Religion played positive roles in the economic system, influencing production and exchange. Many factories were established to satisfy religious needs, contributing to economic growth. 271. Explain the relationship between religion and the economic system in pre-colonial Nigeria. Answer. Carving, pottery, blacksmithing, weaving, and farming were economically important due to religious demands. land, deified and sacred, influenced the traditional African economic system. 272. How were religion and politics intertwined in traditional African societies? Answer. In traditional African societies, rulers with priestly functions combined political power with religious authority, believing that political authority was an act of God and the spirits. 273. What was the state-religion relationship according to the Nigerian Independence Constitution? Answer. The Nigerian Independence Constitution of 1960 emphasized a secular state, separating affairs of state from religion and emphasizing personal religious belief. 274. Describe the Mai Tatsin riots in Nigeria and their impact. Answer. The Mai Tatsin riots in Kano in 1980 were attempts by an Islamic sect to force its ideas on society, creating fears of religious wars and negatively influencing national integration and development. 275. How did Abuja's establishment as the capital city contribute to the religion-state relationship? Answer. Some scholars criticized Abuja's capability to unite Nigeria, citing symbols and structures favoring one religion over the other, violating the secular nature of the state. 276. What challenges did Nigeria face regarding religion and state during the Second Republic? Answer. Nigeria's Second Republic faced fears of religious wars as Christianity and Islam clashed, negatively influencing the country's unity and development. 277. How did the intrusion of Christianity and Islam affect religious coexistence in contemporary Nigeria? Answer. Despite being the two dominant religions, Christianity and Islam have shown themselves incapable of changing the moral tones of the larger society, leading to challenges in religious cohabitation. 278. Discuss the relationship between religion and politics in traditional Nigeria. Answer. In traditional Nigeria, religion and politics were interwoven, with rulers combining priestly functions with political power, representing God on earth. 279. In what way did traditional African societies maintain social and cultural values through religion? Answer. Social and cultural organization in traditional African societies was embedded in religion, influencing every aspect of life, including marriage, naming ceremonies, and age-grade systems. 280. How did religion influence the stability of traditional African societies? Answer. Fear and respect for gods and ancestors, adherence to unwritten codes of conduct, and the influence of religion in various ceremonies contributed to the stability of traditional African societies. 281. Evaluate the impact of the state-religion relationship in contemporary Nigeria on national development. Answer. It, marked by challenges and controversies, has raised questions about the secular nature of the state and its impact on national development. 282. Who are considered citizens according to Plato and Aristotle in ancient Athenian society? Answer. Citizens were those born into or classified within the ruling or aristocratic class, such as the philosopher king or the guardian. 283. What universal and unbiased dimension did the French Revolution bring to the contemporary understanding of citizenship? Answer. The French Revolution in 1789, through the Declaration of the Rights of Man, introduced a universal and unbiased dimension to citizenship, emphasizing freedom and equality. 284. Explain the two ways of acquiring citizenship in Nigeria. Answer. Citizenship in Nigeria can be acquired either by birth or through legal processes such as naturalization. 285. What conditions must be fulfilled to acquire citizenship by birth in Nigeria? Answers. It includes being born in Nigeria before independence to parents or grandparents from an indigenous Nigerian community, or being born after independence to Nigerian citizen parents or grandparents. 286. What is the difference between jus sanguinis and jus soli in acquiring citizenship? Answer. Jus sanguinis, or citizenship by blood, is based on the citizenship of parents, while jus soli, or citizenship by soil, is based on being born within the territorial jurisdiction of a state. 287. Describe the process of direct naturalization in Nigeria. Answer. Direct naturalization in Nigeria requires residency for a continuous period of 15 years, or at least 15 of non-continuous 20 years, contributing to the growth of the country and being of good character. 288. What is derivative naturalization in the context of acquiring citizenship? Answer. Derivative naturalization means that a spouse, child, or relative acquires citizenship status as a result of the direct naturalization of their parents or relatives. 289. Provide an example of collective naturalization and how it occurs. Answer. It involves a group of people in a defined territory acquiring citizenship privileges of another state, either by treaty or by statute annexing the territory to a new one. 290. Enumerate the political rights that citizens enjoy in a state. Answer. Political rights include the entitlement of every adult citizen to vote or be voted for in any election, unless disqualified by competent authority of the state. 291. What are civil rights, and how are they protected in a state? Answer. Civil rights are inherent in the individual and must be protected by the basic law or constitution. They include rights to life, dignity of human person, personal liberty, fair hearing, and freedom from discrimination. 292. Discuss the obligations that citizens have toward the state. Answer. Citizens have obligations such as placing the interest of the state before any other, paying taxes promptly, obeying laws, defending the state against enemies, upholding the honor of the state, and respecting its symbols. 293. In your own words, explain the difference between ancient and contemporary origins of citizenship. Answer. The ancient origins of citizenship, as seen through Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle, were based on birth into the ruling class. Contemporary origins, influenced by events like the French Revolution, emphasize universal and unbiased dimensions. 294. What is the significance of the Declaration of the Rights of Man in the context of citizenship? Answer. The Declaration of the Rights of Man during the French Revolution introduced universal and unbiased dimensions to citizenship, emphasizing the inherent freedom and equality of individuals. 295. Explain the conditions an applicant must fulfill for direct naturalization in Nigeria. Answer. An applicant must be a resident in Nigeria for a continuous period of 15 years or for at least 15 of non-continuous 20 years, contributing to the growth of Nigeria and be of good character. 296. Provide an example of a political right that citizens in any state enjoy. Answer. One political right is the entitlement of every adult citizen to vote or be voted for in any election unless disqualified by competent authority. 297. What are the fundamental rights protected by the basic law or constitution in any state? Answer. Fundamental rights protected by the basic law or constitution include rights to life, dignity of human person, personal liberty, fair hearing, freedom of thought, and freedom from discrimination. 298. Explain how derivative naturalization works in acquiring citizenship. Answer. Derivative naturalization involves a spouse, child, or relative acquiring citizenship status as a result of the direct naturalization of their parents or relatives. 299. Describe the impact of the French Revolution on the contemporary understanding of citizenship. Answer. The French Revolution, through the Declaration of the Rights of Man, introduced universal and unbiased dimensions to citizenship, emphasizing freedom and equality. 300. How did ancient Greek philosophers, such as Plato and Socrates, view the concept of justice? Answer. For Greek philosophers like Plato and Socrates, justice was equated with morality and considered a part of human virtue. 301. According to Plato, what virtues contribute to making an individual good? Answer. Plato identified wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice as virtues that collectively make an individual good. 302. How did Plato perceive the role of justice in society? Answer. Plato believed that justice was designed for the amicable relationship of individuals in society, emphasizing harmony and virtue. 303. In what context was the term social justice synonymous with human rights according to the material? Answer. The material suggests that the term social justice was synonymous with human rights. 304. Discuss the relationship between social justice and the individual in the Nigerian context. Answer: there is a lack of general harmony and a need for conditions like full employment, a national minimum wage, free education, and more for social justice to thrive. 305. What are the conditions that need to be fulfilled for social justice to be optimized in Nigeria? These include full employment, a national minimum wage, free education, modernization of agriculture, rapid industrialization, improvement in infrastructural facilities, and a comprehensive social insurance scheme. 306. How is social justice considered the cornerstone of virtues for the state according to Plato? Answer: Plato believed that social justice is the cornerstone of other virtues of the state, emphasizing that without social justice, the state cannot be harmonious. 307. Define the concept of development. Is defined as a change or transformation into a better state, and it is considered a process. 308. Are development and human rights interrelated according to the material? Answer: yes. Development and human rights are interrelated, and the right to development is considered an inalienable human right. 309. How social injustice is addressed at the international level, and why is national enforcement crucial? Answer: the African Charter and UN Commission on Human Rights address human rights at the international level, but effective measures against violations can only be enforced at the national level. 310. Can we discuss development without considering social justice? Answer: the material suggests that development and social justice are interconnected, and it questions the possibility of discussing development without social justice. 311. What historical challenges has Nigeria faced concerning social justice since the first amalgamation in 1914? Answer: it points out that Nigeria has faced challenges of social injustice since the first amalgamation in 1914, characterized by oppression, repression, and various inequalities. 312. Enumerate some characteristics of social injustice in Nigeria as mentioned in the material. Answers: these include unbalanced units of the federation, incapacity and lack of honesty in government, tenacity of power, promulgation of unjust laws, discrimination in resource allocation, and corruption. 313. Is social injustice considered a permanent condition in Nigeria? Answer: no. Social injustice is not considered a permanent condition, and the material suggests it can be reversed if the government listens to public opinions. 314. How could social injustice eradicate in Nigeria? Answer: the material suggests that the eradication of social injustice in Nigeria is possible only if the government listens to various shades of opinion because vox populi vox Dei, meaning the people's voice is God's voice. 315. What is the role of the individual in imposing restraint for the country to achieve needed harmony? Answer: the individual must impose some degree of restraint on themselves, allowing their abilities to be regulated by law for the country to achieve the needed harmony. 316. In the context of Plato's understanding, how does social justice contribute to the virtues of the state? Answer: Plato believed that social justice is the cornerstone of other virtues of the state, emphasizing that without social justice, the state cannot be harmonious. 317. What is the significance of considering the right to development as an inalienable human right? Answer: it suggests that considering the right to development as an inalienable human right makes the violation of this right a serious social injustice. 318. How does the African continent compare concerning the concentration of least developed nations? Answer: the African continent has the highest concentration of the least developed nations in the world, which is challenging and disturbing. 319. Can social injustice be eradicated in Nigeria according to the material? Answer: yes. The material suggests that social injustice in Nigeria is not a permanent condition and can be eradicated if the government is willing to listen to various shades of opinion.